channel. Today I've got a Christmas in July card. This is going to kick off a new series that's going to run all 5 weekends of July on Sunday. Bug Scott of Bug Scott's Mediocre Arts and Crafts is hosting this, and there's going to be many participants, and I'll have that linked in the description box below. This week we are focusing on sentiments, so I decided to use the Spellbinders Glimmer Plate called Merry Christmas Banner as my focal. And I chose to use the hinge method for my foiling. What that means is that I put my cardstock down, and I also put the plate face down, and I tape that. Then I trim out my gold foil by Spellbinders to the size of my image, and I slide that under. And what that does is it allows me to have good placement for when I flip it over. So typically when you do a Spellbinders Glimmer Plate, you put your plate, then the foil, then your shims, right? So I end up doing that, but I end up flipping it. So I had my machine warming up on the side, but once I put my plate on the Glimmer machine, I hit the start button, and then you'll see that light is flashing. When that light is done flashing, that means that you can run it through your die cutting machine. In my case, I'm using a platinum. And again, I put that so that the plate, then the foil, then the paper, then the shims. I do put an extra piece of cardstock in to get a better impression. Because I did that, I got a little bit of overfoiling, so I brought out my Tombow Mono Sand Eraser, and I very lightly went over that, and that removes the foil perfectly. And you'll notice that I used a piece that was larger than an A2 card front, and I just did that so that I had plenty of room in case I, moved my plate or didn't get it centered, okay? So that's where my hem stitch rectangle nesting dies are coming in place. So I started off taking the outline image. It was the largest one in the pack, and I kind of centered my Merry Christmas sentiment in the center. And then I brought in the stitched rectangle. So the stitched rectangle does not have an outline to it. It just pokes the stitching into the paper and leaves a really cool design, as you can see. So I ran that through the platinum and got the die cut, and I weeded out all those little spots. Then I brought in my Prima Sparks acrylic paint, watered that down, and splattered the panel with a fan brush. And I just do that because I like the texture. And you're going to see that I have one spot that was a little light by the Merry that didn't foil. I went in with a fine detail brush off camera, and I very lightly painted in the gold paint, and I got very lucky. Now you're seeing that I'm taking my gold foil cardstock and putting that on the full A2 base. And then I come in and I add double-sided adhesive to the inside portion of the hem stitch rectangle, meaning you won't see the foam through the stitching. And I just line that up centered on to the focal point. And for my final bells and whistles, I come in with some baubles from HAI Supply. They are having a 4th of July sale. If you're interested, I will put that in the description box below where I get those. That's where I get most of my embellishments. If you have stuck around this long, I would ask that you would kindly consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I do love all the encouraging words that I receive from you guys. And please check out everybody else that's in the hop. Everybody will be linked in the description box below. Now you're seeing some final images of my card, some close-ups showing the dimension and the shine and just all of the goodness in there. If you're in the U.S., I want to wish you a happy 4th of July. You maybe have heard the fireworks in the background. My neighborhood's already celebrating. So until next time, keep crafting, my friends. Bye-bye.